Welcome to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. It supports the podcast and it doesn't cost you anything. Well, folks, let's start off by talking about what the House passed today, and that is a $1.2 trillion government funding package. It is now going to the Senate. Why am I talking to you about this? Well, on this podcast, we look at the markets holistically. We have to look at the macro, what the Fed is doing, what the governments are doing. Are they backing quantitative easing? Is the money printer back on? Because global liquidity impacts Bitcoin, crypto, and other asset classes, right? It's all correlated. The more money they print, the higher asset prices will go. So we are seeing signs of quantitative easing coming back. Remember what Jerome Powell and the Fed are saying. They have pretty much stopped raising rates. They're going to slow down QT, which is quantitative tightening, and we will be back in a full-on quantitative easing cycle because that is the debt-based system we live in, the fiat currency system. And once again, as they keep increasing the money supply and they keep printing, asset prices will rise. So that's a great fundamental item that you need to know about to outpace the inflation, to outpace the money printing, because asset prices are a big driver of how you can outpace that. It won't happen in your bank account earning 0.01%, right? You have to invest some of your money to make a great return. So signs of quantitative easing returning. And with that said, let's look at Bitcoin, which is still in its corrective phase, which, I've been calling for this for months, right? I was like, Bitcoin has to cool down at some point, build support levels before we can keep moving up. So right now, nothing major to report on. It's continuing to correct. So maybe it goes down and finds its support at 56, 57K. Then we bounce them there and keep going higher highs. That's what we're looking for. And of course, Bitcoin is the rising tide that lifts all boats. All coins will follow, folks. So we got to be patient. This is healthy. This is good. We are in a bull market and we are in a uptrend, clearly, right? Versus what we saw in 2022 and when we were in a downtrend. So things are in the opposite direction now, but that doesn't mean there won't be corrections and pullbacks along the way up. If you go back and look at the previous bull markets, pump, correction, pump, correction, pump, correction, all the way to the top, right? It has happened in every bull market cycle. Markets don't move in a straight line up. So please go study the charts, go on TradingView. It's free, and you can learn a lot about what the markets have been doing historically. So we got to be patient. Maybe by the end of this month, things start to move up again. Now, let's take a look at what the top trending tokens on social media are. And this data is brought to you by Sentiment, which provides a lot of great metrics and crypto analytics and statistics that you can use to become a more informed investor. And I have a pro account. If you want to sign up for a pro account, you can check out the link in the description. Use the code ThinkingCrypto to get a discount. So the first token that's trending here is FraxShare. FXS is a token symbol with a lot of positive sentiment. I've never heard of this, but the summary says here, it's trending due to discussions about value backing, voting power dilution, and conversion rates in the context of a proposal related to a governance, power, and profit distribution in a crypto project. Interesting. Number 2, Ethereum Naming Service comes in. And the reason why it's trending is that Google is now showing the Ethereum Name Service wallet balances in search results. Folks, this is big adoption, right? And the data is being provided by Etherscan. So that is why ETH here, or Ethereum Naming Service, is trending. And at number 3, Ethereum comes in. And it's trending, a lot. It has to do with the Ethereum Naming Service situation, but also the SEC situation. And then you have Phantom coming in at number 4 with positive sentiment, high positive sentiment. Reserve, RSR, coming in with high positive sentiment. Solana here at number 6. And Internet Protocol comes in at number 7. Polkadot comes in at number 8. And you got some token called Kind Ads Token the Kind token. I've never heard of this. And Cardano is trending here, number 10. So those are your top 10 trending tokens on social media. Now, folks, we got some big news around XRP, and that is the XLS30 AMM, the automated market maker, is now live on the XRP ledger. This has been a lot of years in the making. So XLS30 is an evolution of the XRP ledger's native decentralized exchange, introducing a first-of-its-kind approach to an on-chain market making and liquidity. Introducing a first-of-its-kind approach to on-chain market making and liquidity. And they said here, the XRP ledger has the world's first decentralized exchange since 2012, with fully on-chain order books that operate 24/7, transactions settle automatically in 3 to 5 seconds and cost fractions of a cent in network fees. The XLS30 adds automated market making functionality and interconnects order books and liquidity pools to facilitate the best price execution accessible to all. Developers, market makers, and more can harness the power of a unified decentralized exchange to enable a superior product experience for all market participants. The novel continuous auction mechanism ensures continuous price discovery and reduces the impact of impermanent loss by partially burning auction slot proceeds. An LP voting mechanism allows liquidity providers to participate in decisions related to liquidity pools, enhancing decentralization and the XRP ledger community involvement in the XLS30 ecosystem. Single-side LP functionality enables users to provide liquidity with only one asset, simplifying participation in the AMM for a broad range of users. The protocol swaps on an LP's behalf to maintain a 1-to-1 ratio, thus decreasing the number of steps to improve user experience. Liquidity is aggregated at the protocol layer rather than fragmented across numerous applications and duplicated liquidity pools. Finally, it's day one of the AMM on the XRP ledger. How are you planning to use it as it grows? So they provide some documentation there and so forth. So big day for the XRP ledger, and David Schwartz, Ripple's CTO, weighed in, saying after approximately 2 years, the day has finally arrived. The AMM is live on the XRP ledger mainnet, thus begins a longer road from today's initial rollout to future growth milestones for users, traders, devs, market makers, and many more. Looking forward to the journey alongside all of you in the XRPL community. Now, David also did highlight a cautionary item here. He said, caution, if you make a single-sided deposit into the AMM that doesn't have significantly more liquidity than the size of your deposit, you will take a loss in the deposit process. Whatever tool you are using typically warns you about this loss as a report of slippage. If you see a large amount of slippage, reconsider using something other than a single-sided deposit. You can also take a loss, though generally it will be small. If you deposit into an AMM that's significantly out of balance before you deposit, this should be less common, because if the AMM stays out of balance, that means everyone is missing a profit opportunity. In this case, you can do a single-sided deposit of the asset the pool has too little of and can make a profit on your deposit. The safest approach is to deposit equal values of both assets the AMM trades, but small single-sided deposits into reasonably liquid AMMs should also be fine. As AMM pools grow and more arbiters trade against the pools, this risk should be reduced. Pools will tend to be much more likely to be in balance, and greater liquidity will reduce slippage. So cautionary note there, folks, if you're using this. And obviously, we got ways to go. Today's the first day, so there's going to be more participants and builders on the platform. So pretty great for the XRP ledger. And this is the type of activity you want to see on a blockchain. And obviously, I am an XRP holder, but I hold other tokens, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Avalanche, and Cardano, and much more. The folks at Sologenic said the XRPL AMM is now live, enabling continuous trading for custom asset pairs, including upcoming tokenized RWAs and stablecoins like USDC. Radical power uplift for XRP and Solo token holders via community-governed liquidity pools. So really great to see all the work that's being done here, and it's finally going live. Now, some other news around XRP. James Murphy, aka Metal Law Man, gave an update here He has been fighting against the NYDFS on why they decided to remove XRP off the green list, despite XRP being declared not a security in the Ripple lawsuit. So he says here, update, the NYDFS has extended its own deadline to rule on my administrative appeal of its refusal to produce any documents to me related to the removal of XRP from the green list. And he provided an excerpt from his appeal. So he's fighting to figure out what's happening here, because the NYDFS has been doing a lot of regulatory items with crypto. When they actually took action against KuCoin, and I mentioned this the other day, they listed Ethereum as a security because of its ICO. So mass confusion, but they still have Ethereum on the green list. So it's confusing. Metal Lawman and I, in our recent interview, spoke about this. If you haven't seen that interview, check it out. It's a good one. He gave some great perspective on the SEC DebtBox sanctioning and much more. And he's really fighting to see what is, behind the scenes here with the NYDFS and what the hell they're doing. Now, speaking of the SEC, folks, so the judge sanctioned the SEC, right? Well, guess what the SEC did? Eleanor Terrett of Fox Business said they took down their August press release announcing the lawsuit against DebtBox. Shame, hiding, right? They're trying to pull down all the evidence, but everything lives on the internet. So good luck, Gary. You look like a fool, and so does the agency. Now, today, guys, Anthony Pompliano, Mark Yusko, they held a Bitcoin summit where a lot of institutional investors attended. I wish I was able to make it, but you had folks from BlackRock there, the folks at Bitwise, many institutional investors. And Eleanor Terrett of Fox Business reported some of the comments that came out. She said, BlackRock's head of digital assets, Robert Mitchnick, addresses how the asset manager is thinking about other crypto products. Here's a quote. For our clients, Bitcoin is overwhelmingly the #1 priority, and then a little bit Ethereum, and very little everything else. He says the crypto community would like to see a long tail of other crypto products from BlackRock, but he says that's just not where we're focused. So folks, crawl, walk, run. We've seen in the history of this crypto asset class, it starts at Bitcoin, and then people make their way down the list, right? So many are still getting comfortable. Many institutions are still getting comfortable with Bitcoin. So I don't expect them to start adding a ton of altcoins, right? Especially they haven't even added Ethereum. We don't even have an Ethereum spot ETF. So eventually we will. They will get comfortable with Bitcoin. They will get more understanding as to other blockchains and why they're needed for tokenization, right? Smart contract platforms and many others. So we got to be patient here. So he's right. They're probably not going to focus on altcoins. They're just going to they're trying to get their Bitcoin ETF business going and getting people to invest in that. So they're not going to tie themselves up in trying to list a ton of coins. So that makes sense. Now, when he was asked where Bitcoin on Wall Street will be in 10 years, he said, eventually, we expect there will be a convergence where the best of the old system and the new technology will become fused into a new infrastructure system in finance. I absolutely believe that. I've been talking about it. There will be a merge of CeFi and DeFi, and then eventually we will go full DeFi. I don't think we can go full DeFi yet, folks. The current iteration of blockchains and the on and off ramps and the security and so forth is not at a point where it's ready for mass adoption, to go fully DeFi. So it is with a combination, a hybrid version of CeFi and DeFi. So that's unfortunately how it has to be, because the technology and the user interface has to be up to par for billions of users to easily use it. Now, folks, a quick word from our sponsor, and that is Uphold. Uphold is a great crypto platform where you can buy Bitcoin and all the top altcoins. You can also trade precious metals on this platform, such as gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. Uphold has a great app. They have proof of reserves that you can go review. They don't commingle or lend out your funds. I've been using this platform since 2018. I am a fan of it. I've interviewed the CEO, CFO, and many folks. So if you'd like to learn more about Uphold, check out the link in the description. Now, some very big news around another ETF issuer, and that is WisdomTree Funds. Eleanor Terrett of Fox Business is reporting they have been granted a trust company charter by the NYDFS, who we just spoke about, giving it the ability to launch its crypto app, WisdomTree Prime, in New York. Big win here. It's tough in New York, folks. You got that BIT license, and the NYDFS is a big-time gatekeeper. But we're seeing these TradFi institutions coming in, launching their crypto services. very bullish news, very excited for the future of this market. Now, we got some news here that Immutable is a leading platform for building Web3 games on Ethereum. They have partnered with OKX, and they said they're unveiling a brand new GameFi launchpad to pave the way for the next billion users in Web3 gaming. I recently interviewed the CEO of a company that builds the game, Web3 game, Block Lords, and that has a token, and you can do a lot of great things within the game. So I think this is the future where people are incentivized by tokens, and those tokens can be within the in-game economy. But of course, the tokens exist outside of the game where you can go cash them out or spend them or do whatever you want. So people can really earn here. And I think that's going to be a big part of the economy via the metaverse, via gaming, and other aspects and things we probably can't even think of right now, right? If you think about what we're able to do now versus what people thought we were going to be able to do in the 90s with the internet. So same thing's happening here. And I think gaming is going to be a big part of it. The gaming market is huge. And if they're able to get games that users like and then integrate Web3 into that with blockchains, NFTs, tokens, it's going to be incredible. And it will bring back, I think, a lot of people into the gaming industry and to start gaming and actively gaming and be fully incentivized to do so. So this is big news. All right, folks, that's the news. Friendly reminder, I'll be at the DC Blockchain Summit. This will take place, of course, in Washington, D.C. On 2 days, May 15th and May 16th. I'll be there for both days, but you don't have to attend both days. You can do the summit on the 15th or the Blockchain Education Day on the 16th alone, where we can go on Capitol Hill and talk to different representatives and so forth. I'm really looking forward to this. I of course, want to go to DC and talk to many of these members of Congress and legislators and so forth, and be able to tell them, about crypto, and we got to get this right. We need regulations. So be sure to check out the link in the description. You can get a nice discount by using the code ThinkingCrypto, and would love to see you there if you're able to attend. Folks, a great way to support the podcast. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, subscribe for my free email newsletter, link in the description. Follow me on all social platforms, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, all the links in the description. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll talk to you all later.